Yes, we are live. Hello, everybody. How you all doing? If you can hear me, can you please type "I can hear you"? Yes. Let's wait for more people to join the program. So yes, yeah, I see people joining. So without wasting much time, if you can hear me, please type "I can hear you." I just want to be sure that we are not talking to ourselves. Yeah, I see people joining. So, Mensur, just give me 1 second. Let's wait for a few more people to come on. Hi, everybody. Let us know where you're watching from. Okay, I see Joanna. Hi, Joanna. How are you? Awesome. Great. So, welcome everybody to another episode of the Morale Booster with John Ughulu. Now, the Morale Booster is a platform for entrepreneurs, career professionals, leaders, and the general public to give back to the society through coaching and mentoring. Experience, they say, is the best teacher. This program is currently being sponsored by Main Seed Consulting Group LLC. And if you are a business owner, if you want to make any bookings, adverts, or sponsorships, feel free to send us an email. You can find the contact details being displayed on the screen. So if you can hear me, just type "I can hear you." You can type where exactly you're watching this program from. That would really help us. So before I introduce our very powerful and influential guest for today, I want you to like and share this video because you might just be saving the life of that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this message. So, like and share. So, today our guest is all the way from Iowa. His name is Mensur Pudic. Mensur is a motivational speaker and he is the founder of Simply Motivated. He advocates that determination is the fundamental value which has led him through adversity in his life. Mensur was born in Bosnia in 1986 and he experienced war at a very young age. At age 8, as a refugee, he came to the United States with his family. He spoke no English and didn't have any idea that life would be like an ocean away from the only home he had ever known. Over the years, he was able to pursue and experience the American dream through hard work and dedication. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to join me as I welcome to the virtual stage Mensur Pudic. Mensur, thank you for joining me on the program.
Thank you, John. Thank you. I'm blessed and honored to be here. So thank you very much for having me.
It's my pleasure. I've been looking forward to this day, and I thank God that we've been blessed with health and the gift of life to make this happen. So, Mensur, thank you once again. It's a
Yes,
pleasure.
we've been blessed with the best things that we could be, especially in times like this. So
Right, that's great. Awesome. So, Mensur, you have a lot of experience. You came into this country while you were 8 years old. You came in as a refugee. Can you please tell us how it felt for you, how you felt when you realized that this was not originally your home? When you found out the story surrounding everything, how did you feel?
well, when we first came here, John, confused, lost, right? I got put into a different planet, so to say, country, where everything was different. Language was different, culture, customs, you name it, it was all different. And one of the things that I always kept with me is my Bosnian pride, something that's deep down in my roots, and never lost track of where I really came from. I grew up in a new home, but part of you will always know the home you were born in, and
Right.
it's always in your heart. And it's something that I never lost track of, and never will lose track of that.
Right. That's awesome. You had a drive, just like, a lot of people just grew up knowing, okay, all is well. But you had something inside of you that ignited that zeal for success. So can you please share with us how that journey began? It took you a while to understand English. So how did you make that happen?
I've always had the image in my head, and I've always been determined. Knowing how hard my parents worked, like I was saying before, they used to wake up really early, working for jobs that didn't pay a lot of money, and just how much they had to sacrifice for my sisters and I. It's just something that I could not just pass the opportunity, and how many people actually sacrificed their lives in my homeland so I could actually live. Just going through the years, just going through schools and learning the system, and adapting to the culture, adapting to the values, and understanding, okay, this is might be my only chance in life that I make something out of life. You have to be determined for yourself. And, as you know, our great mentor, Les Brown, said, you got to be hungry. I know what it's like to be hungry. I know what it's like to see things that no kid should see, because I've gone through it. And it's just one of those things that I kept with me. And I didn't really suppress it, because I wanted it to be there as a reminder to me that I must keep going forward to achieve the things that I want, not just for myself, not just for my family, but for my country as well.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome. You know why I like your story? Because it resonates with a lot of people. I too came into this country as an immigrant. And there, especially for those of us coming from areas where the accent is quite different from where we are. A lot of people have, because of accent, not been able to achieve their dreams because they feel they will not be accepted. So what's your advice for people like that?
Ignore them, go right by them. So the advice that I can give you for that, you're always going to have people that don't believe in you, right? You're always going to have those no-sayers. You're always going to have those that try to pick something out of you to say you're not going to make it, or this doesn't work. Those people, I'm telling you right now, those people are irrelevant, because you can develop almost anything that you want, and you can be successful in anything that you believe in, because you're going to acquire people that are actually going to stand behind you, that are going to help you regardless of your accent or where you've come from or your background, and it's one of those things that I preach a lot. And I tell people, open mind, open opportunities. We're not all born the same, thank God. We're not all from the same place, thank God. And, I'm a huge believer in God, right? We're all created equal. And, that's just something that I've always kept in my mind. And if you do good by people, good will come back. And, the naysayers and the negative people, you just go right by, just like they're not even there. So I've been doing it for a long time.
I can imagine that. I that resonates with me. And I really do appreciate you for accepting to come on this program, because your story will resonate with so many people. So if you are still watching this program or listening via podcast, I want you to like and share, because you might just be saving the life of just that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this message. Now, you said something about having an open mind. You know, that is paramount. Just like what our mentor, Les Brown, would say, attention is the new currency. Now, for those people who are struggling, who think their accent is a challenge, I want to remind you today that attention is a new currency. You already have something that will give you the attention that you want. So it is up to you to either jump on that opportunity or allow your limiting beliefs make you think otherwise. Your accent is golden. Am I right, Mensur?
You're absolutely right. So I love the way that you put that. Open opportunities, things will open up, right? You have two ways to look at the world. I have this, and it can be an advantage for me, or it can be a downfall.
Right.
Downfall ain't gonna get you anywhere, right? You're gonna be stuck in that same track, and it's like, why not explore? Why not take what you actually have and develop it, right? You
Right.
can learn new skills, you can learn new trades, and you can become a stronger you. And that's what a lot of people tend to miss. And it's not about, hey, I'm better than everybody else. It's about, hey, I know what's best for me, and I got to do what's better for me, because that way we can help other people develop their weaknesses into strengths, and we can overall become just better individuals, not just for ourselves but for our community and for the people that we lead and the people that we're around.
Right. That's great. That's awesome. I love that. You nailed it there. You previously you talked about schools that you attended. So which means you are a big believer in education, not necessarily the four walls of a university or a college. You believe in constant development. How has that really impacted your life?
It impacted it greatly. When I started college, my parents always used to push school because they didn't have the opportunities that I had. And going into school just opens different circuits in your brain, so to say, so you can develop an understanding because you're exposed to a lot more different things, right? And
Right.
education is just something that no matter where you're at, when you have that education, it's sort of like the baseline or the base of a house, right? The foundation. And then from there, you can just kind of articulate it the way you want and become strategic on what is your strengths and are you using them, how do you develop them, and how do you chase that American dream or success with what you got. And everybody has it in them. They just got to be willing to put in the work.
That's true. If you are listening to the program, he just said you have to be willing to put in the work. I know people who think they are too old to develop themselves. They are too old to learn. They are too old to do certain things. We call those limiting beliefs. What's your take on that?
Well, age of being old is just just a number. Now think about it this way: some of the um, what do I want to call it? Some of the best leaders out there, right? They're older and they have a vast of experience. But think about taking your experience and going out there and mentoring younger people, the younger
Right.
generation. That's some powerful stuff. And I think a lot of people just miss that and say, they're not going to listen to me. All you need is one person out of the group to listen to you, and they can change things, and they can change things real quick. And as you know, we've been trained that there's an audience within an audience. You never know who's watching, and
Right.
sometimes you got to create those opportunities. But you're never too old to learn. You're never too old to share your experience with somebody else. You're never too old to help somebody else. So be saying I'm old or having that limitation, it's not the way to go. Trust me, there are way more opportunities than just saying I'm old, I can't do it, or it's not in me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The thing is, you can never go wrong seeking help whenever help is needed. Am I right?
That's absolutely right. I've needed help in school and my shared days, but I was willing to learn, right? I was willing to go and study when I didn't want to. I was willing to put in the hours from 7 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night, when
Wow.
my friends didn't. They didn't believe in that. You're going to school, you're just going to rack on debt, you're never going to find a job. And I'm like, you just keep thinking that. I'm going places, and I've been going places. So it worked out for me.
Wow. Wow. That's great. So basically, what you're telling people is to believe in themselves, because whether we like it or not, nobody will get out of this life alive. Every human being was created in the womb and will one day end up in the tomb. But how you use the space in between the womb and the tomb is what truly matters. So developing yourself, learning what you do not know, networking, having mentors, having coaches, these are very, very important. What do you think about that, Mensur?
That's very important, right? Your experience will only take you far as you have the experience to take you. There's a lot of things that I didn't know. That's why I got experienced people to help me, right? It developed things, how I think, how I look at certain situations, how I can project, results, so to say. You do A, you get B, right? So it's just a number of things that you can do when you have people that are professionals within that in that field or that area of study. I mean, you can develop tremendously, right? And it's just using those resources, developing yourself, and be willing to take the faults. Not everything's going to be easy. It's very hard for us to look at ourselves and say, hey, I was wrong. I was wrong,
Yes,
admit it. But you have to be willing to do that, because that's the only way that you can move forward, fix what you need to fix, and, hit the ground running.
absolutely. That's correct. So now you own a company. Can you please tell us what exactly your company does?
Well, Simply Motivated. I'm the founder, CEO, president, whatever you want to call it. And I believe in helping others, right? I wanted it to be a mentor, coach, and working with John Tallarico. I have a degree in science based on psychology and stuff, and I always wanted it to, and always was fascinated how the mind works, right? And a lot of people are just in their own way, and they don't even realize it. And I work with clients one-on-one. Soon I'm going to be working with companies as well and offering my trainings and services to them to help people develop. If you develop yourself, you can develop your team, you can develop your company, you can develop your community, and you can take that and do even Zoom calls and help develop people around the world. And I'm very passionate about it. It's my internal drive. God's given me this gift, and I'm going to use it.
That's awesome. It takes, only a few people understand the importance of wanting to help others achieve their goals, be it strategic goals or other goals. So how did you come about this particular idea, this niche? Why did you choose to become a coach?
So I was always focused and determined, right? And coming from a cultural background that I come to, sometimes we have these cultural barriers where they need to be broken just for generations that are coming up. For
Right.
example, I'd see some of my friends or kids that are growing up, they rather spend $20,000 to go buy a vehicle than invest $20,000 on their education.
Right.
Now, if they invest in themselves and their education, or they learn skills, or they unlock the potential that they really have in their mind, they can buy 20 of those cars. So everything's possible. You just got to be, and you got to remember, open mind, open opportunities, because that's when development happens. If you shoot down ideas or you don't take that step to take in something new, you're going to be stuck in the same pattern where you've always been. You're going to be stuck with the same people you've always been, and you're probably going to be making the same income or being at the same company where you've always been, just because of that one idea you shot down and you followed your memory bank and did what you always done before.
Right, right. That's a great one. I love what you're doing because excuse me. Right now, excuse me. Right now the world needs more leaders like yourself. And that will take me to our next topic. We're going through a pandemic right now. The level of depression has increased in the world. The level of anxiety has increased. The level of domestic violence has increased. And the ability for people to now start thinking of going into the lifestyle of crime has also increased because of the desperation. I know you are not a therapist. What's your advice for people on how to stay calm, especially in times like this? What motivation will you give to them?
So since a lot of places are shut down, and that seems to be one of the biggest things, is, you have to look at the opportunities that you have. Those thoughts that you have going through your head about doing something that you really shouldn't and knowing better, you got to think about it for a split second, take that thought and flip it over to something positive. you don't have a job right now. Well, think to yourself, what skills do you need to develop, right?
Right.
We're all from home. Most people are working from home now, but look at this thing called technology, the YouTube. You can literally watch YouTube and develop skills over watching YouTube. You can sign up for programs or take consultations that are for free with different leaders, different coaches, and even members in your community. If you ask them, hey, can I help out here? Or how do I learn about this skill? Most people, if you ask them, they're willing to help. Most
Right.
people don't ask and don't get it. And that's one of those things that people out there, if you're listening to this and you're struggling, you have to take and listen to what you have that's a positive. Take
Right.
negatives, turn them into positives, see what you need to work on, see what you need to develop, because guess what? COVID came and won't stay here forever. Nothing stays forever, but you want to hit the ground running. Once this is all said and done and over with, you want to be ready. If your resume isn't up to date, you have plenty of time to look at your resume, polish it up, and send out those applications to different companies, and believe in yourself, and go chase something instead of sitting at home watching TV and hoping something's going to come. You got to put into work for something to happen.
I love those points you just gave. I mean, you just gave to the audience. That those points resonated with me seriously. You said this is the time for people to ask themselves a very important question. And that question is, what skill do I need to develop? So if you're still watching and listening to this program, it just told you how to go about it. Ask yourself, what skill do you need to develop? He also said, you have to be intentional about the things you absorb. Be intentional about the things that you send to your subconscious mind. Because just like what Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or think you can't, you are right. So be intentional about what you absorb. Then he also said, be ready for the opportunity. Those are great points. Be ready for the opportunity. So those are things we are currently encouraging people who have been impacted one way or the other to use to move to the next level. Like he said, the only constant in life is change. What we're going through right now is not going to be a permanent situation. It will definitely be over one day. But if you ask me when that time will be, I don't know. If you ask Mensur when that time will be, he doesn't know. Am I right, Mensur?
That's absolutely right. And a lot of times the way we think about things don't come out the way we really think about them.
Right.
A lot of people inflict things on themselves. And I know this is a real stressful time. And, if you're stressful and you're at home watching TV, go outside and go for a walk, get your endorphins moving, go do something for yourself. So you're not really hanging on to that stress from day to day. And, there's always going to be uncertainties in the world. And it's our job to do the best we can with what we got. But long as you think positive, things will turn positively for you. You're going to open up doors and avenues that you never thought. And, you're going to be grateful and thankful for it down the road.
That's true. That's true. You have to create things the way you want them to be. You are the architect of your destiny. You are the controller of your life. I've had people tell me that they've done everything they possibly could to flip things around, but nothing happened. So when you tell them they have what it takes to change their life, they would argue with you that it's not possible. They've done everything. But I want that person who this message resonates with, not to everybody, but just that person who this message resonates with. I want you to know that it is you alone who can make things happen. There's no such thing as lack of resources, only lack of ideas. A lot of people suffer because they think they know what they do not know. So seek help when help is needed. Don't assume you know it. Am I right, Mensur?
You're absolutely 100% right. When I was thinking about launching this business, I had a lot of downers. You can't do it. COVID's here, and guess what? I did it right during COVID. So all I did was I created an opportunity to say, well, wait a minute, everybody's working from home. How about these Zooms? How about these cameras? How about these microphones? How about we actually build something where I can connect with people over the world, and I can do it literally from anywhere in the world, right? So the opportunities are there, but the mind has to be focused to find those opportunities. And if you're thinking negative or bad thoughts, bad ideas, it's not going to produce a positive outcome. So it's very important that we listen to ourselves. It's one thing to say something, and it's one thing to believe it, right? So
Right.
people really have to internalize what it is that they want to make steps towards moving in the right direction and doing the right thing.
That's correct. It's garbage in, garbage out. What you feed your soul is the results you will be expecting should be a reflection of what you fed your soul. Garbage in, garbage out. I love that. So, Mentor, where do you see yourself and your business in the next 5 years?
5 years is too far away. The next 2 years, I'm hoping that soon as they open up the borders, that's my big one, because I definitely want to travel the world. I am going to travel the world, and that's just one of those things, right? I want to experience different countries, different cultures, different backgrounds, and travel the world and see what it's like outside, and get a perspective of the world from somebody else's point of view, right? We get stuck a lot doing the same thing over and over, and we fall into these programs that you know of. And sometimes it's just good to develop that experience around the world, where as you're experiencing things on the outside, you start experiencing stuff about yourself. And that's one of the reasons why I stuck to education. I was always learning about me, and I was always making advancement for myself on the inside, and living from the inside out instead of having the outside control me. So
That's great. That's great. I love that. So if people want to reach out to you, do you have a particular set of clients that you work with, or you work with everybody? What kind of clients would you typically work with?
Anywhere from business executives, right, to individuals, right? I work with everybody. It just depends what it is that they're looking for. If it's something to work with their mindset, is it to work with goals? Is it to become to develop strategies, right? Any one of those things that people are looking at to make their life, to make their position better than it is where they're at. Those are the people that I work with, because I take pride in that, helping them get unstuck, so to say. That way they can hit the ground running and go actually follow their goals and dreams, because we're all working, right? We're working for somebody else. It's like, don't put yourself on a back burner for a company or for somebody else, and not be able to focus on the things that you want in life. And there's so much out there that we can do for one another. There's so much out there that we can help one another. And we all have goals, we all have dreams, and we all have ambitions. But those are the ones that invest the time in themselves and are willing to work on themselves. Those are the ones that are going to fulfill that and make that goal a reality. And everybody else who doesn't step up to bat, they're unfortunately going to be stuck in the same route where they're at.
That's correct. I completely agree with you. Benjamin Franklin said, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. So we need to always be on top of our game. We should constantly plan and think about how to make things better. So do you have a website? How can people reach out to you? What's your website?
So my website is simply-motivated.com. And then you can also find me on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay. Simply-motivated.com.
Mm-hmm.
It's currently being displayed on the screen. So for those of you who would like to reach out to Mensur, he can work with you to help you move from where you are to where you want to be. Is that correct, Mensur?
That is correct. And I'm definitely going to make you think. So those that are prepared, to message me, connect with me, be ready. I'm definitely going to make you think and open some things in your mind that, you thought maybe they weren't there, but it's definitely going to help you and benefit you in the long run.
All right. That's great. I love that. So simply-motivated.com. He's also on Facebook, Instagram, right?
That's absolutely correct, John.
Okay. So we have some questions or some comments that I would want to bring up so we can you can say something nice to them. You have so many people supporting you right now. So let's see. Give me 1 second.
Ask the hard questions first, John.
No, don't worry, don't worry. They love you. They love you. They're just saying hi to you. So let's see who's this. Joanna. Hi, Joanna. How are you? Can you see her message? Mensur, can you see her message? It says good afternoon from. You see
Northern
her?
California. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, I can
Hi.
see it. All the way to California.
Right. All the way from California.
Send some sun over here to Iowa if you can.
Yeah. Then there's someone else saying hello, great one. Hi, Lillian. How are you? Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and share this video because there's someone out there who has been waiting to hear this message. Yes. And Shawana. Hey, Shawana. She said development starts with self. I concur.
Everything starts with the self, right? You can't do anything else if you don't take care of you. So that's where the engine starts within you.
That's correct. That's correct. I love that. Thank you all for actually showing up, And before we go, Mensur, I want you to give a word of encouragement to that person who constantly thinks he or she cannot achieve their dreams.
To that person thinking that you can't achieve your dreams, you can. Trust me. I have seen things with my eyes and experienced war, but I never gave up, right? It's that belief in yourself. You have every capability. You have the abilities to learn. You have the abilities to develop. You have the ability to get coaches, right? You have all the abilities. If you really think 90% of the things that we really think about that are bad really never happen. It's only the 10% that take us off guard. But if you believe in yourself and you have a cause, you have a mission that you believe in, and nobody can strip that out of you, you can do great and wonderful things. You need some adjustment, on maybe staying focused or how to stay focused and have that mental image, mental capacity, so you can think about that way you can chase it and not get distracted from those goals. And that's where most people, they get stuck. They get distracted or they let other people talk them out of it.
Right.
Don't let other people talk you out of your goals and dreams. You have one chance at life. You get this one beautiful opportunity, and go out there and make it what you want out of it, and don't let others talk you out of it. You got to believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself and don't get distracted. Les Brown said, review your goals at least twice a day so that you can stay focused on your goals. If the people around you are making you talk yourself out of your dreams, if the people around you are making you see yourself as less than who you typically should be, it is time for you to change your circle. It is time for you to reach out to somebody who would be your accountability partner, someone who believes in your dreams. It is time for you to reach out to someone like Mensur Pudic. Send him an email, buzz him on Facebook, contact him via his website, simply-motivated.com. This is the time for you to seek help when help is needed and hang around only quality people. Those who do not believe in your dreams, they are not bad people. They are only fulfilling their destiny in life, in your life. They were placed in your life on purpose for a purpose. They were placed in your life to make you know how strong and determined you are. So the moment you can step beyond what they make you feel, that is where your breakthrough will come. Am I right?
You're absolutely right, John. You know, I used to have a lot of friends. I got rid of a lot of people out of my circle, right? If they're not on board with your vision, with your goal, and if they're not there to add value to your life, they just have to go. And
Right.
I had one friend in particular who was always funny. He wanted it to be a funny guy. And, you know, I was sitting there and I was thinking, you're always going to be funny and that's what you want to do. But you can actually, you know, make a career out of being funny. You know?
Right.
But the thing is, it wasn't funny to make a career. It was just to be funny, to kind of be a distraction. And it's like, hey, I got to distance myself because on a psychological level in your subconscious mind, you know, sometimes people say things and they kind of interrupt their goals. We
Right.
have no time to waste on interruptions. We got to be chasing our goals and we got to be focused 100%.
That's correct. Thank you so much. We don't have time to do things that are not in alignment with our goals. It is time for you to step up. It is time for you to step into your greatness. So no matter what people say, you are stronger than you think you are. You are destined for greatness. Please like and share this video so that that person who truly needs to hear this message can hear it. It won't cost you any money to share. Just like and share. So thank you once again, Mensur, for accepting to come on this program. I really enjoyed it. And I know that those people who listened and watched it have gained some knowledge from this conversation. So until next time, I want you all to remember that today is the first day of the rest of your life. Think about it and have a blessed day. Thank you so much, Mensur. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, John. It's been a blessing. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Bye, everybody.